Right folks, welcome back to the shed. What I've decided to do is go with the basics, to start way down here to give people that don't know anything about engines a place to start. So if you know your way around an engine, then this video probably isn't for you, but if you can't tell the difference between a spark plug and a starter motor, then hang about. Right, let's bring our engine in. And this is the engine we'll be looking over today. Now, this engine is out of 2013 Lex Moto Ranger, which is a rebadged Zhongshan Pursuit. Now, Zhongshan, to the best of my knowledge, is the largest motorcycle and small engines manufacturer in China. This engine's barely missed a beat in the time that I've owned it. And to be honest with you, I don't know why people hate on Chinese engines so much. On the larger scale of things, they're not that bad. Yes, you're going to get a few bad eggs, but that's the same with any other mass production item. You're always going to get some that fail. You see guys going into forums and going that Lex Moto engines are crap, Chinese engines are crap, this, that and the next thing. But a lot of folks tend to go into forums and Facebook groups because they've got a problem with their engine, they've got a problem with their motorcycle, so you're going to see the negative stuff. How many people do you not see on there complaining because they haven't got problems? The bike that I've got, what's the problems I've had with it? I had a corroded stator wire, which was an easy enough fix. The side stand switch went, which is a common fault in a lot of bikes, even your Japanese bikes. There's a problem they have, and it's because the placement. The switches are low to the ground, they get covered in water, caked in mud, they fail. It's simple as that. So anyways, off in a wee rant. So this here is an engine. Now before we go any further, I will mention that there should be a plate here covering the output shaft and the front sprocket, but it's currently lost. So just bear that in mind, that your engine will have a cover here. If you look over the engine, you'll find a flat section that has information stamped on it that comes in pretty useful. Down here, on the left hand side of the engine, normally we'll have a flat which holds the serial number and the engine's model number. Now the model number holds specific information which tells us what we need to know about this engine. So the first two letters here, ZS, is the manufacturer, which in this case is Zhongshan. 1 is the number of pistons, and if this was my 600 then it would say a 4 because it's a 4-cylinder engine. The 56 is the diameter of the piston, 56 millimeters. The F is the type of cooling, which in this case is air cooled. The next letter is use case, which is motorcycle. The next letter is the engine's capacity, which is 125, and the last one after the dash is the revision. This is a B, so this will be the second revision of this engine in particular. This may also be numbers, so just be wary of that. Now, if you're looking for parts for your engine and you're struggling to find them using your bike's model, try using the engine model number, as that should give you better results. Now we've covered that, let's move on. At the very top we have the rocker cover or cam cover. Both names are used interchangeably, and this covers the top of the head, which houses the mechanics, which operates the valves. We call these the tappets, rockers or camshaft. They're not the same thing, but we still use the names interchangeably. And below that we have the head. The head houses the valves, the exhaust port, which the exhaust attaches to, the intake valve, which the carburetor attaches to, or if you have a fuel injection system, then EFI attaches here. The head also houses the spark plug, which is right here. Your HT lead clips over the top of your spark plug. This small plate here is a blank plate. This is where the AGR should normally start, but it's removed from this engine. The AGR is an emissions control device, but that's a discussion for a different day. Next we have the engine block. And the engine block is the cylinder bore and the piston. Below that, from here to here, we have the crankcase, which contains the crankshaft, which the piston connects to, and to keep the overall size of the engine down, it also houses the gearbox. And to the left of the crankcase is the stator cover. Under this we have the flywheel, ignition pickup, and the stator. The stator generates the power to charge the battery, run the lights and accessories, and the pickup tells the spark when it sparks. The wires here are also part of that assembly. Over on the right we have the clutch housing, which houses the clutch assembly pack. A few people might notice that this engine has a bulge at the front here, and this model's got a balance shaft to help reduce unwanted vibrations. So your bike may not have this section here. Okay, going back around. We have our sump plug. We take it out to remove the engine oil. Always make sure you put it back in unless you like oil over the ground. This large nut here holds a thimble shaped oil strainer. There is no filter, just the strainer, and that's to keep the engine size down. We have the gear select shaft, which your gear lever attaches to, and next to that we have the gear select indicator with its associated wires. Not all engines have a gear select indicator, again it's model dependent. Here we have the output shaft with the front sprocket. This sprocket is part of the final drive along with the rear sprocket on the back wheel. Moving to the rear of the engine with the starter motor, which obviously starts the engine on the press of a button using the power from the battery. This is a cable that goes up to the solenoid. We've also got the breather pipe here. This comes out the crankcase and it's normally attached to the air intake box. It's important that these don't get blocked. Now the breather pipe allows air to move from inside the crankcase and air from the outside to the inside. Now the reason we need this is because if you can imagine the piston inside moving down, if there was nowhere for the air inside this case to go, then the piston would be trying to compress it, and that would actually work against the efficiency of the engine. So as the piston goes down, the air can come out of this pipe, and that's the main reason for this breather pipe. We also get what's called blow-by, and again, no engine's piston rings seal perfectly, so we do get leakage from the combustion chamber past the piston rings and into the crankcase. So again, it's important that we let this out. On the back we've also got the oil filler port here. My fingers are freezing. We unscrew the cap and that gives us access to add oil. You may or may not have a dipstick for measuring the oil level. Again, this is engine dependent. Turning to the right hand side, we have our kickstart, which is a commonly misunderstood and abused piece of equipment, and no thanks to its name. Again, your engine may or may not have a kickstart. On the lower of the case here, we have an oil viewport. It's used to see the amount of oil inside the engine, and it's most important that you check this at least once a week, just to make sure that you have plenty of oil in your engine. On top here we have this lever, which is the clutch lever, and that attaches to the clutch cable, and this disengages the clutch when you pull the clutch lever in on a handlebar, so we can use the gearbox properly. So I think that's pretty much the basic overview of our engine here. Now, as I said at the start, this video is for beginners, and if you know your stuff, then you need to remember that there was a time and a place when you and I didn't know any of it, and we've got to give others a chance to catch up. In future videos, we'll dig in deeper and learn some more stuff. Anyway guys, if you like this one, then please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see some more, please subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new releases. Anyway, until next time, I'll catch you later. Been attacked by the motor. So this here, this should be about. Again, falling to bits, look at that. Oh, my fingers are numb.